Solar Decathlon is an international competition wherein 20 teams from around the world design and build a small solar-powered house. And by solar power, that means everything. All the heating, cooling, and electrical is all generated by the sun. It's sponsored by the United States Department of Energy through the National Renewable Energy Lab. And the motivation is basically to encourage a market transformation towards solar technology and to try and both educate the public about what kinds of technologies are out there and to encourage purchasing of those products. But I think, by and large, it's really an educational kind of event where, you know, both the visiting public and anybody that goes to visit the website or something can really see, like, oh yeah, you can do this stuff and you can use it in a house, because the point is that there's 20 houses out there that have to function like houses. It's called the Decathlon because there's 10 different contests. And those contests are basically how close you can approximate actual living situations. So you have to do laundry, you have to do dishes, you have to, you know, host a dinner party, you have to show a movie, you know, just like you're doing at home, but it's all powered by the sun.
I had been watching, like many of my colleagues, the Solar Decathlon competition for several years and was watching for an opportunity for us at the University of Minnesota to get involved, well aware that it was bigger than any one college could handle, because it really does require a partnership between architecture, design, landscape architecture, engineering, several engineering disciplines, civil, mechanical, electrical engineering, as well as construction management. And at Minnesota, those disciplines are in 3 different colleges. And so I didn't have the ability to make that happen without the support and, you know, consensus of my fellow deans in those other 2 colleges. So there was a moment in time a few years back when, in fact, I was at dinner with the dean of the Institute of Technology, and he had mentioned that they were probably not going to do the solar car competition again this year. And I used that as my entree to say, well, let's do a solar house together. Let's go for the Solar Decathlon competition together. And he agreed, and so that's what launched it. And so we put money behind it and put the team together and got it going. And so it was really gratifying that, kind of waiting for the right moment, it finally arrived and we were able to do the house.
The hardest thing was getting started. So it wasn't even getting the house built. That was nothing compared to the uphill battle of just putting into place the framework for making decisions and getting the project organized. So the financial element, the facilities element, trying to schedule classes, trying to find faculty who would be involved, trying to organize the students, trying to get into this regular system of meeting and roles and who is responsible for what. I just think back on that early time, early 2008, when we were just getting off the ground, of people figuring out who did what and how much they were willing to take on. That felt insurmountable to me. We'd never done a project like this before. Number one, we'd never done a student-run project. We'd never done a construction project of this size. And number 3, we'd never worked across colleges. So IT, College of Design, and then College of Continuing Ed, where construction is housed. They'd never done a project like this before. So just figuring out who approves, who pays, who offers this class, who's willing to do this, that was really the challenge for me.